Hey, what's up everybody? This is Meath24, and I'm going to continue my look at my Marvel Legends figures with the Winter Soldier version of Captain America. I actually was just looking for any version of Captain America. I would have kind of liked to have the red, white, and blue shield, or like the Marvel Now version, which is also from this particular line. But I'm not complaining. I mean, like I said, I'm just getting these to display at my workplace, so it's not anything that's too heartbreaking to me, and I didn't pay a whole lot for these guys anyways. Taking a look at the packaging here, we have the Winter Soldier logo there at the top to sort of distinguish which line this is from. You have the blue and silver shield there, his costume from the film, which I really like. There's a leg for the Mandroid. You also have the face that you can swap out where it's just Steve Rogers without the mask, and then two different hands, one with a flat palm and one with a pointing finger. Neither of which I think I will probably use. Maybe the flat hand for holding his shield or something, but I don't plan to use a pointing finger. But I guess if you're a younger collector and you want him, leading the Avengers into battle or whatever, it's kind of a nice little option there. Pretty static shot there on the back of him with the shield and all the details on his costume. And then look at the fully completed Mandroid, as well as the other figures that come in this set, being the Agents of Hydra, which I think is just sort of a Hydra goon, and Red Skull. There's the Marvel Now Captain America, the Winter Soldier Captain America, Black Widow, the Winter Soldier himself, and then two Soldiers of AIM, which is just General AIM goon and Baron Zemo. Taking a look at the figure outside of the box, he has some fantastic detail and some great color variation here. There's some nice shine to the silver on his chest and on his shoulders there, as well as the A on top of the mask. We have some, navy kind of all over the place with some brown straps and the belts and the boots and the gloves there. We have some black along the pants and some orange along the side there. The texture of the suit as well is really cool. It's kind of hard to tell probably on the camera, but there's a sort of mesh look to everything, which I think is really nice. So A+ on the general detail of this figure. The posability, you get the shoulder to kind of go up at a flat pose. You can rotate it back and forth. The joints don't feel quite as stiff as with the Captain Marvel figure that I previously reviewed, but they do sort of, keep the arm in place well. It doesn't feel like things are too loose. The head can rotate, can wiggle back and forth there. The torso has sort of this click-clack noise when you move it back. The only weird thing about this figure, I find rather, is that when you have him looking straight up, his head is sort of at this craning forward position, which looks really weird from the side, not as much from the front. But if you wanted him to be, sort of a relaxed pose there, you'd have to crank his torso back to this awkward position for his spine. So that's a little knock against it. Nothing huge, but it is a little unfortunate that you can't have him, stand there as normal looking as one would hope. The legs can splay out about that far. The thighs can rotate, no problem there. The knees can bend. Not quite a 180 because his legs are pretty beefy there, and you got all these extra bits on the boot there. But you do get an extra bit of rotation below the knee, and then you get a joint at the ankle, as well as the ability to kind of swivel these back and forth to get him to stand up better, which is one thing that, when I was younger, our action figures definitely didn't have that degree of posability. So it's kind of nice if you just want him to stand on his own, he can certainly do that. As far as the other accessories you get, here's the Mandroid leg. Nothing too much to be impressed with there. It's just a leg. I'm sure there's other parts of the Mandroid that come with the other figures that are way cooler. But if you are looking to collect the whole thing, you get one of the legs with this. Here is the other face, the other head rather, of Steve Rogers' face. The other hands, the sort of throwing the shield, flat palm hand, and the pointing finger giving a command or what have you. And then here is the Winter Soldier blue and silver shield. Now, the one thing that's kind of odd about this is that when it's in the box, it looks like he's holding on to it just fine, but that's because the plastic's holding it in place. The fist, as you can see there, just kind of slid off. The fist hand isn't really designed to hold on to this thing all that well. It doesn't even fit underneath that strap there. Although I suppose what you could do is you could remove this wrist and slip it in there. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm a little disappointed that the flat palm hand doesn't go on this arm, because that seems like it would make the most sense for connecting the shield to Captain America's arm. So yes, after fumbling around a little bit, I did manage to get the fist to go back into the wrist there with the shield around it. The only downside of that is you really can't bend his arm too much with the shield kind of hanging over the joint at the upper strap there. But I did swap out the head and one of his hands there. You can get him in sort of a relaxed pose there with his shield displayed and all that. And I think it would have been nicer if they had some sort of a bigger strap there for his wrist to fit through with the fist hand on. This is a halfway decent sort of solution kind of on the fly there. I do worry, though, in the long term about these wrist pegs being as thin as they are, potentially popping out or just breaking in general. It's something that, you know, if you're looking to get this figure to play with, if you're a younger consumer, or if you are someone who wants to collect these and kind of change up the displays and all that, something that I would keep in mind is I don't know how well these wrists are going to wear over time. But as a whole, I think for a display piece, this looks really nice. And even, for kids getting this just to play with, I think it's a really nice figure overall. So that's pretty much it for this review, and with that, I will see you guys next time.